Some stories don't fit neatly into the world that we know. Some bend reality, some slip through it, and some were never meant to be found at all. Tonight, we're stepping into a place between truth and terror, between memory and myth, between the world we see and the one that watches back. Welcome to the Compilation Zone, where this week's strangest stories gather in the dark, wanting to be understood or avoided. Let's begin. Our first story begins with a simple question. What happens when mathematics doesn't describe the universe, but reveals what shouldn't exist inside of it? A man tried to find the logic behind human dreams. He succeeded, then stopped sleeping. Dr. Carl Lindy cracked a formula linking brain waves to dream frequency. He believed every dream followed a pattern, a hidden equation. After his final test, he said he could see the code of his dreams, even while awake. He filled his walls with symbols no one could understand. His final note read, "They're not mine. They're dreaming through me now." If dreams had rules, who wrote them first? Comment down below. And follow me here, where the unknown becomes unforgettable. Numbers can predict the future, but sometimes signals from the past carry warnings of their own. If you listen closely, the static isn't just noise, it's trying to say a name. They say, if you stare at white noise long enough, it stares back. A late-night radio operator claims he heard a child's voice hidden in static, whispering coordinates. Those coordinates led to an abandoned house on the edge of town. Inside, the signal grew stronger, coming from an unplugged TV upstairs. The screen showed her face for 3 seconds. Then, it cut out, replaced by one message. What if ghosts don't haunt places, but frequencies? Some things return even when they shouldn't. A memory, a sound, or a building that refuses to stay gone. They tore down the old house on Willow Street, and the next week, it was standing again. Neighbors swore it reappeared overnight. Same chip paint, same sagging roof. But inside, everything was reversed. Like someone went inside and mirrored it. Even the furniture had imprints of people long ago. One man entered the home and filmed the house at dawn. And in the window, his reflection waved before he did. A month later, the house was gone again. And so was he. If a home remembers, can it rebuild its ghosts? On the quietest nights, the road stretches longer than physics allows. And time, like a tired traveler, sometimes fall behind. Imagine you're one of the dozens of drivers on Route 19. You're either headed back home from work or taking a family road trip, when suddenly, a bright light appears in the night sky. And you're the only one who remembered what happened. A trucker recalls losing an hour of time. His dashboard clock froze still. And the radio? Well, it played a song no one's ever heard. When he came to, there was frost on his windshield, in the middle of summer, and a small metal object fused in the back of his neck. When doctors removed it, they couldn't identify the alloy. 2 weeks later, he started dreaming of roads that never end. and lights that never land. If the sky calls your name, would you know whose voice it is? But when time is lost, something often takes its place. A knock, a signal, a presence drifting far above the world, waiting for someone to answer. A voice came through the radio station from space, but every astronaut was accounted for. Imagine it's the winter of 1962. You're deep inside of a Soviet ground station. The technicians are monitoring radio frequencies, but it's the same quiet signals they hear every night. There's nothing unusual, nothing unexpected. Just a mundane, quiet night. But then, the static shifted. A faint voice broke through, whispering coordinates, telemetry, and calls for help. But something was wrong. He was speaking like an astronaut in distress. Oxygen low, orbit decaying, yet no mission was scheduled. No capsule was missing. No one was supposed to be up there. The voice repeated a name they didn't recognize, a call sign never assigned, and a number that didn't exist in their logs. Then they heard it. The sound of breathing. Slow, weak, like someone was drifting alone above Earth. When the technicians traced the signal, they found it coming from an empty orbit, a path no spacecraft has ever taken. No heat signatures, no debris, just a signal circling the planet. For 11 minutes the voice continued. It was growing weaker, more distorted, repeating the same final phrase. I'm still here. Don't leave me. Then silence. The transmission ended. The frequency went dead. The recording was locked away, labeled anomaly, and erased from public archives. But copies survived, and every attempt to identify the voice ended the same way. No match, no mission, no astronaut. Just a phantom signal from someone who never launched. And for those of you who like this theory and many more like it, let me know down in the comment section below. I have many more just like this. And follow me here, where the unknown becomes unforgettable. And finally, not everything lost in space stays silent. Some voices weren't meant to be heard again, but they are. Before Yuri Gagarin, there were others who went up, and they never came back. It's late 1950s. The Soviet Union was desperate to beat the United States into space. Every launch was a race, every failure was a secret, and every disappearance was buried under a single word: classified. Then, strange recordings began surfacing, intercepted by amateur radio operators in Italy, Germany, and Japan. Panicked breathing, unfamiliar Russian voices, telemetry from missions that officially never happened. One word described a capsule spinning out of control. Another recorded a heartbeat slowing, then stopping. These transmissions mapped to launch windows the USSR later pretended didn't existed. Cosmonauts with no ID numbers, no photos, and no graves. One voice, a woman, whispered she can see flames inside of the capsule moments before the signal went silent. Documents released after the fall of the Soviet Union. It revealed dozens of cosmonaut candidates who vanished from records overnight. Some files erased entirely. Others redacted until they were nothing but black ink on white paper. So were these recordings real? Were they accidents? Or experimentations the world wasn't supposed to know about? Did the USSR erase their first astronauts? Comment your thoughts down below, and follow me here, where the unknown becomes unforgettable. 6 stories, 6 encounters with the unexplained. Equations that break reality, signals that whisper back, roads that steal time, and voices the world tried to erase. Whether these tales are warnings, mysteries, or simply echoes, one truth remains. The unknown isn't out there. It's here. Between the moments we understand and the ones we're afraid to explain. Thank you for stepping into the Compilation Zone. Until next time, keep your eyes open, and if something calls your name from the static, don't answer.